Hello, my name is Andrew Sheets, and this is my interactive game design midterm. Right here, you can see the main menu with three different options: start, options, and exit. The options button here goes to another menu, which can be go back to the main menu, or you can exit out of the game entirely. Same as this button right here. We can start the level. Right here, you can see I have a damage system and a respawn system. Right now, these two cubes have health bars, and as you can see, after I shoot it, the first person projectile which you are shooting detracts from the health pool of the cube, and each cube is instanced, so they are not all sharing the same health pool. They are all using a parent health class that I can apply to any object or actor that I want, which is very fancy. Here I can show off the hook point, where if I have two of them put down, then it will multiply the damage that you're applying through the first person projectile. Here you can see that the damage was multiplied and the actor ran out of health points, so it was destroyed. I'll show this off again. And then, in addition to this, I can show off this chaos physics actor. So I have shot it, and then you can see that it has fallen and broken apart in different pieces. This is the reason why it hasn't all just broken apart all at once, is because it is formed into multiple clusters, which, depending on the amount of force that you're applying to it, will break off the higher the damage. So essentially, each cluster has a set damage threshold, and once you reach that threshold, it will break apart. So you can see here I can shoot it again, and again. And you can see it's destroyed. And in the bottom left-hand corner, you can see that the player has a health bar, and that health bar can be damaged. And once the player runs out of health, they will die, and the level will be reset. Physics actors will be put back together, and everything will be as it was at the beginning of the level. So here I'm going to show off some chaos destruction simulations and kind of talk about that a little bit more. So here I can show you that by shooting a specific point, the actor, well, these are more complicated actors in the cube, but on top of that, as you can see, once I destroyed one piece, the entire statue did not collapse at once. It waited until it went and had fallen down and had gotten the force applied from that to break into other pieces. This is part of damage thresholds and clusters, like I said before. This can be seen here as well. Oh, it's a big glitchy kind of still prototype, but anyway, the cluster of the legs right here, as you can see, has a higher damage threshold than the rest of the body, and so it stayed intact. I'm going to quickly reset the level. Then here I can show you the inventory system that I have show you here. So here there are two inventory slots for equipment and a score counter in the middle. There isn't really any it's not very pleasant to look at, but it's interactable, which is the main thing. So here there is an object, and as you can see, I can enter a collision box and text will appear, and I can press F to interact. So the particle, I've picked up this object, and the particle system you see afterwards is the explosion is the only particle system in Unreal right now that is temporary and doesn't continue. So that's why I used it here. But if you imagine like picking up some herbs or something, you can have grass falling after you pick that up. So you can imagine that. So obviously the object I picked up has its own icon, it has its description, and as you can see from the description, it increases the maneuverability in air. So it also added character attributes to the character. So, as you can see, originally you only had one jump and you had no air control at all, but now you can see I have a double jump and I can move back and forth in the air. So I press this to add another object, and this also has an icon, also has a description, and this will increase the double jump to a triple jump. So as you can see here, the inventory system works as intended. So here you can see I also have a spline wall, which uses the base wall mesh that was curved up using the spline to make a sort of slingshot looking mesh. And on top of that, as you can see here, there's a score system. It's set to 0, and these coin or score actors, once you pick them up, they will be destroyed and they will be counted in this score counter. So, additionally, on top of all of this, I have I guess you would call it a ballista, or a slingshot or something. A slingshot is probably more apt. But anyway, so you can fire 2 different points, and from these 2 points, the damage apart, not the damage, the distance apart, and how far the character is from these points will be multiplied together. If you have 2 points, then you will get the this between those points, and that will go from the player character to that middle point. And as you can see here, the velocity will be multiplied depending on how far back I am or how far apart these 2 points are. So I'll press E. A second. Okay, well, let me see if I can try that again. Okay, so as you can see, I picked up a couple points right there as well, and those are counted in here. So right here, I have first I'm sprinting. It's a little bit difficult to tell because this is all gray, but I am sprinting right now, and that is essentially just increasing the walk speed, and then when I press left shift and then when I release left shift, it is setting it back to another value. And so here you can see a level sequence that is looping. Now in Unreal Engine, for some reason, whenever you loop a level sequence, it will freeze and then it will blink out of existence for half a second and then it will loop again. Unreal Engine 4 does not have this issue, but this one, in Unreal Engine 5, it does. This is kind of just simulating what it looks like, and as you can see there, it blinked out of existence even though it's supposed to loop seamlessly. But nothing I can do there, but that's just showing how that would work. So here I'm only using 1 point as a grappling hook, but I can use 2 for like being able to jump higher, essentially. Okay, so let's finish this off with the timeline and this gate here. So as you can see, you walk past and there's not enough time to go through the door. There are 2 ways to solve this. First one, you can walk onto this and the points will lock in, then you can walk through. But additionally, my more preferred way to solve this, the slingshot has an actor at the end of it, which you can use to push down the button, quote unquote, and then you can push another one here, you can fire another grappling hook, and then you can launch yourself in without having to worry about the door closing. And so, once you're locked in, unfortunately, you can't really get out, but you can use the grappling hook to escape. So that will be it for this showcase. I plan on using the slingshot mechanic that I have right here in another game, probably, that will have another mobility mechanic. I'll probably combine these with a couple other different products that I'm doing at the same time. But this was very enlightening. It was very interesting to learn about the cache destruction system as well. I think that is very interesting. Once it gets a bit more polished and it kind of works a little bit better, that'll be a very interesting tool, I think. So, yeah, that's it.